Open for business. Now, I've seen a worrying trend across the internet and in my DMs on Instagram of guys misunderstanding the difference between a simp and a gentleman and misunderstanding how you should treat women in the modern day. And the reason this is worrying is because women are beautiful creatures that can provide a lot of joy, a lot of hope, and a lot of substance to a man's life if relationships are navigated in the right way. If you're a simp, you're going to be unhappy. And if you treat women badly, you're going to be unhappy. So let's just sort this out quickly, boys. Let's just make sure, let the other retards do that. My boys and the guys watching this, we're not going to be part of that fucking thing because it's just bad for everybody. So let's start with, let's make this PowerPoint work. Boom. What is a simp? A simp, simply put, a simp is somebody who accepts an unfair exchange of value. So somebody who would be happy, for example, to be happy driving his girlfriend around, paying for everything she does, but she goes and sucks someone else's dick and he doesn't break up with her because she's hot. Or she treats him like shit, doesn't let him go and see his boys, and he accepts that and stays with her because he doesn't want to lose her. A simp is somebody that will not stand up for themselves. Boys, if you get nervous or struggle to stand up for yourself around hot women, you may have low testosterone. I had low testosterone before and it made me nervous and anxious. I was terrible on first dates. If you want to sort that out, find out how I tripled my testosterone and built my physique, check out the course below, use code GORILLA5 for money off, and you'll get access to my workout plans and WhatsApp group. Check it out now, boys. Whap out! Where we have the issue is the difference between a simp and a gentleman. Is buying dinner for a girl simping out? No, it's absolutely not. If you're splitting the bill, you're not splitting anything else. In my opinion, you need to go back to those more traditional roles as a man. If you want a woman to act more traditionally, if you want her to be more obedient, if you want her to look after you, if you want her to do things for you, cook, clean, those examples, you need to be the man that does the other side of that, which is paying the bills, looking after her, being her protector. So being a simp is definitely not paying for the bill. A simp is actually splitting the bill. No girl wants to take control, never split the bill, or you're not going to get her in the sack. Simps think that being obedient and doing everything a woman says is going to make them like the man more. They're going to get more attention, more sex from the woman if they just do whatever they say. This is completely false. Unfortunately, it destroys respect. So whenever you simp out for a girl, for example, she tells you not to see your boys and stay with her instead, and you do it, that doesn't actually make her happy. You might think it does, it doesn't. She's actually testing your masculinity. It's a shit test, which is basically when she tests to see what type of man is she dealing with here. If a woman wants to be with a man, she needs to find some way of testing him to see, is this man really as good as he seems? Or as soon as I ask him to see me instead of his boys and start sort of having a bit of a fit about it, does he just completely forget his own life and come running to me? Boom, simp. She's just found you out. You're a simp. And she's like, boom, no pussy for him. He's not my kind of man. And she automatically starts thinking, where can I find an alpha male around here? Because mine isn't one. So that's the problem with being a simp. Being an obedient simp is like the worst thing you can do because it doesn't build respect. The other side of this coin, the side that we want to be on, is the side of the gentleman. Now, a gentleman is a man of value. He's a man of power. A man who garners respect, can do whatever he wants. He's dangerous, but he chooses to be kind and loving. But he will put people in their place as soon as they take advantage. So he knows that he has the power. He knows he's a good man. He knows he treats his girl well. He takes her out. He buys her dinner. He looks after her. And then she goes to him, no, I don't want you seeing your boys tonight. And he goes, sorry, babe, I've got to go and see them. See you later. You can either leave or you can stay. I'd love to see you when I get back. Boom, and he lays it on her. Because he knows deep inside he's the good man. Let's say a woman is bad to me, or a woman is starting to take advantage of me, or trying to... It's just not being a good girlfriend, a good partner, or being good on a date. Like, how do you punish a woman as a gentleman? Now, a man should never lose control with his woman. He should never let his emotions boil to the surface, unless they're emotions of, like, love and compassion, good emotions. Getting angry, those sorts of things, they need to not be brought to the surface. They need to be suppressed. So you can't punish a woman by raising your voice, telling her off, telling her she can't do things, being rude to her, Like, a girl's not going to like rude guys. Like, girls, they don't. They like bad boys. They don't like rude guys. There's a big difference between a rude guy and a bad boy. A rude guy would be talk to his woman disrespectfully, be to call her names, that sort of thing. When they get in an argument, a gentleman rises above that. He doesn't call names. He doesn't get dragged into any of that. When he sees his girlfriend trying to start an argument, he views her like a child, and just humours her. So what can you actually do? And you withdraw what matters most. When arguments start and she starts to make digs at your personality, you withdraw yourself from the situation. You withdraw attention. You stop liking her photos. You stop calling her. You stop checking up on her. You stop seeing her. The only power that you've got is to withdraw your attention, because that is what she craves. And if she knows she can treat you like shit and you will stay, that's how you end up being a simp. So you need to always, no matter how good the girl is, boys, always be prepared to walk away. The person who has the power is the one who has the ability to walk away. Remember, a girl's never that good that you can't walk away if things start going bad. And that's what actually means you keep girls. That's what helps you keep girls. That's the thing. Doing what she says is not how you keep girls. You keep girls by fighting your own battle, going by your own rules and sticking within your frame. Here's a little bonus for you boys. Rules of thumb for a first date. Because a lot of you will be at that age where first dates, you're going on them regularly, and they're a hard thing to navigate, I think. I've been on some first dates, and they're nerve-wracking experiences, especially when you're a younger man. As you get older, like, I'm 23 now, I'm still a young man, but I've had a fair few first dates, and now I quite enjoy them. They're not that nerve-wracking for me. I know how to navigate them. So there's just a few rules of thumb that I want to give you boys that you can use. So number one, you've got to be well-groomed, well-dressed, and smell good. That's like, check your fingernails. Have they got dirt in them? Do they need to be cut? Cut your toenails. If you're rocking an 80s porn star bush, get rid of it. It's not in fashion. Or, I don't know actually, rock it if you want to be a gorilla. Just say, she says, oh my gosh, so hairy down here. Say, oh yeah, sorry, I'm gorilla, part-time gorilla, so what can I do about it? So yeah, that one's in between. But for me, I prefer to shave down there. I think it's a bit more polite. On a date, ask questions, talk less. It's nothing worse than a guy just running his mouth, talking about a load of bollocks. She doesn't really care about anything that you're going to say, apart from one thing, and I'll tell you that in a second. So just ask her questions, good and interesting questions. Get into conversations with her, but nothing too crazy. You don't be arguing with her. Just have a good time. Make her feel good. Don't bring up past relationships. And if she brings them up, put her in her place. A gentleman will put her in her place. She starts talking about sucking another guy's dick, talking about a past relationship. Go, oh, excuse me, madam. Would you mind shutting the fuck up for a minute? It's like, don't want to hear it. Just like that should work perfectly. I used to be a guy that would sit there and listen. I think girls, just like guys, they get nervous on a date. I don't think they're doing it intentionally, and they might be nervous around you, which is a good thing. It means she likes you, but she might start just running her mouth a little bit too much, and sometimes you got to put her in her place just so she doesn't ruin things for herself. Got to politely put her in her place. Sorry, yeah, would you mind not talking about it? I don't really want to hear it. Don't talk about your past relationships with me, because it wouldn't be on if you did it. So that's a good way to assert boundaries. I actually think it turns girls on if you do that. I've done it a few times. Don't bring up your issues. If you're having issues in life, like, this should be a date, this should be fun, don't bring them up. She's not there for support. You're there to be her protector, her white knight. You're going to make things amazing. What should you talk about? Talk about your ambitions, your dreams, where you're going. Because she's already future pacing. If I sleep with this guy, if I go home with him, what's life going to look like if we end up dating each other? Hopefully you're there thinking maybe you'll end up dating if you really like each other, and she wants to see what life would be like with you. So you paint the picture of, I'm on a guy on my self-improvement, I'm getting in great shape, this is what I'm doing business-wise, and these are my hopes and dreams. I'd love to live here one day. Where would you like to live one day if you could live anywhere? And really spark her imagination. That's how you get a girl in the sack before you've acquired a lot of wealth and material possessions. Don't be pushy. There's nothing more unattractive than a pushy guy. Don't be pushy. If you try and kiss her, she doesn't want to, don't be pushy. If you ask her to come back with you and she doesn't want to, don't be pushy. Reason why, you don't want to ruin your hard work and your reputation over something as trivial as she might be just not wanting to come home with you tonight because she's on her period, and she thinks that you're one of the best guys ever, and she's too nervous or shy to come back with you because she doesn't want to make a mess. So you then saying, oh, why won't you come back with me, and not taking her home or some shit like that, it's just going to make you a bad guy. She's going to talk down about you to all of her friends. It's just going to ruin everything. But if you're a gentleman, say, yeah, no problem at all, I'll message you later. Boom, boom, boom. Message her later, see from the context of the messages, is she actually interested or not? Will she commit to a second date? If not, it's like, she just wasn't that into you, fine, move on to the next one, plenty out there. If she was, you go on the second date, most likely you'll have no problem bringing her home. The power of being a good man is that she will tell her friends, she'll be obedient, she'll give you sex, she'll be fun to be around, she'll be happy when she's with you. And a few ways you can just do this is take her for dinner, call her an Uber, never ask her to split the bill, give her gifts, but don't go crazy with it. Like, you shouldn't be a guy that's gifting her every time, because it plays the dopamine the wrong way. So if you are going to gift her rarely. Just surprise her once in a while so she never knows when it's coming. If it's like every time you meet her, you give her a gift, she'll get used to it. Majority of the time, I'm working and with friends. I'm working, I'm at the gym, I'm in friends, or I'm making a video. So I can't see women 90% of the time, which is already a good thing because you're not getting that issue of spending too much time together and her getting bored. So she'll never know when she's going to get called upon or when there's going to be a date. But I will call out of the blue. I'll keep messaging her, we'll see each other in the evenings, and I'll call her out of the blue and I'll say, look, we're going to go here on this date. We're going to do this together. How's that for you? And she'll be super happy because it will surprise her. So be a busy man. Fit her into your life where you can. The time that you spend with her, be an absolute gentleman. Just make her absolutely cherish that time with you. So when you're working through the week, she's messaging you non-stop. She wants you to take her out again. And then the next time you go out, they're these beautiful breaks in the monotonous life of a man who's on the rise or on the grind. They're these beautiful breaks, those once a week like dates with a woman where you're both getting to know each other, you're both sort of into each other, treating her nice and you're feeling like the man. The whole experience should make you feel good about yourself. There's a reason we work hard as men, and I strongly believe it is correlated to impressing women. That is literally why we do the things that we do. So boys, chivalry isn't dead. You have the power to impress women. Don't be a simp. Don't be nasty. Don't be rude. Be a gorilla. A gentleman gorilla. Okay? Now you know what time it is. Time for the heavyweight champion of the world. Whoppa! 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 Turbo. Boom! See you on the next one, boys.